About our fan base, obviously when you talk about our last two home games, I thought they turned out in big ways for our seniors and for the last two games. And we've been talking about Charleston for a long time. I think it'll be well attended, a little bit better than Baltimore because obviously people can get in their car and they can drive there.
How important was last year's experience of going through those 3 days and winning those games? How much do you draw on that this year, and how much does that experience pay off?
Well, experience always helps. You don't know until you get into those games. Obviously, every year the tournament will be a little bit different, but certainly it has to help in some aspects of it. Having a chance to play those 3 games in 3 days, and we had really, if you look back to last year, we had 3 tough games. I think in 2 or maybe even 3 of them we had to come from behind. It's a great conference. It'll be another great tournament for us. We really have to play well to win the tournament, and I think everybody else has to feel the same way about their team.
You always talk about the health, the second half team. We're the best endurance team in this conference, in this country. How much of a benefit is it? 3 games, in 3 days. You did that up in Nashville. Is there a difference, game 2 and 3?
Well, it's a difference in you hope that you've earned the to get a bye the first round, and so obviously that gives you a chance to have some type of rest where you don't have to play on Friday. When you get to if you're fortunate enough to get to Sunday and Monday's game, it becomes a toll, and you want guys who are in great shape, and then obviously you want to try to use your depth. Going into this tournament, it's always one unlikely hero. And it might not be a guy that scores a lot of points. It may be a guy that does something on the defensive end or plays extra minutes. Last year, I thought if you look at the Charleston game, the guy who I thought played well in that game was Marquis Bryant. He made some plays. If you look at the championship game, he also made a couple plays where I thought he got a really good block shot on Wanye Green's layup, and it helped us win some games. So, you hope your depth, you hope your experience, you hope your ability, because you're in great shape, pushes you through the finals.
You look at your resume, 26-5. If you don't win this, tell me why you should be in the NCAA tournament.
Well, I think we deserve it. And, if you look around, and I've read a lot of stories the last couple of days about teams that deserve it. Example, Middle Tennessee State and those teams. I'm not saying that we're better than any of those. I think it's going to be one committee that says, hey, let's reward the really good mid-major teams and give them an opportunity to go in and play. I hope that committee is this year, whether we win the tournament or not. Certainly if it was if something happened and we stumped our toe and we didn't come out as the CAA Tournament champions, it would be, obviously I would love it more. But I think good mid-majors deserve the opportunity to play, because it makes sense if your team has won, 24, 25, 26, 27 games in a season. I think you're worthy of postseason play in the biggest tournament there is, which is the NCAA. When you look at us, reputation has to kick in at some point. When you think that you played last year, you played against a very good Duke team with the number 1 or 2 pick in the draft, and you played them all the way down to the stretch and even led at halftime. I know that has nothing to do with this year, but at some point you got to look at it and say, hey, where's the eye test? Is this a really good basketball team? Is this an NCAA team? The committee is going to have to do the same thing with teams like Wichita State. When you look at them, they don't have a strong non-conference, big non-conference wins, but if you look at their reputation going to the Final Four, playing great in the tournament every year, those guys deserve to play, especially if they play, if they lose in their conference tournament. So not just Wilmington. I think one of these committees, one of these days, are going to say, we're going to lean more towards the mid-major opposed to than the high majors that are 7, 8, 9. And might not even have a winning record in their league, and hopefully it's this year.